What's up, Taiwan? I'm Reece with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan People's Party has a new leader. Acting Chair Huang Kuo-chang will take over the influential third party. Tiffany Huang has more.
A new dawn for the Taiwan People's Party. Acting Chair Huang Kuo-chang will be their new leader, taking up the helm from party founder Kuo-chang, who is detained under corruption charges. Huang had taken over as acting chair after Kuo stepped down in January and officially won the position on Saturday in a race against former legislator Tsai Bi-ru, winning over 96% of the vote. In a post on Facebook, Huang thanked the party and shared his vision as he rounds out the remaining 2 years of Kuo's term, saying he hoped the party would remain a progressive local party and making it one that society truly needs. He continued to refer to Kuo as chair and urged the party to make their detained founder proud. Kuo was the party's candidate in Taiwan's 2024 presidential election. But the TPP's future was thrown into uncertainty when founder Kuo was detained on suspicion of embezzling political funds and taking bribes in a construction project when he was Taipei mayor. New chair Huang also serves as the party's caucus whip in the legislature, and he's close with Kuo, publicly rallying for his release. Kuo endorsed Huang for the chair position. Now the party is preparing to move forward.
今天开票之后，我们的秘书长周瑜修就已经跟我们的代理主席黄国昌提出总辞。2月19号中央委员会正式通过新任党主席的名单之后，那我们就尊重新任党主席的这个人选的这个参考跟意见。
The Taiwan People's Party plays a key role in the legislature, making the deciding votes on policy, often teaming up with the main opposition Kuomintang. And it remains an important third force in Taiwan's politics. Whether the party can keep working to fulfill its founder's mission now remains up to its new chair to play the right cards. Andy Xue and Tiffany Huang for TaiwanPlus.
TSMC applied for more patents in 2024 than any other company in the country. New data from the Economy Ministry shows this is the 9th straight year the Taiwan chips giant took the top spot.
申请台湾的专利，主要是因为台湾做了很多代工，所以必须在生产地要能够有专利保护自己。
The world's largest chip maker filed nearly 1,500 invention patent applications last year. That was a 28% decrease from 2023, but still well ahead of the next company. TSMC pioneered the advanced 3-nanometer process and is expected to roll out the advanced 2-nanometer process at a facility in Taiwan this year. An Air Force jet trainer crashed into the ocean on Saturday due to rare dual engine failure. Now experts are questioning whether the craft may have been struck by birds.
同时，双发动机失效的状况之下，这几率是很低的，但却发生了。发动机是很脆弱，你哪怕只是一个小石头进去，都会造成压缩机叶片跟涡轮叶片打烂，那整个发动机就失效。
The domestically developed Brave Eagle jet trainer reported engine failure shortly after taking off. The pilot, surnamed Lin, ejected from the aircraft and was rescued at sea. He was uninjured but is receiving medical attention. Lin has over 1,000 accumulated flight hours, so investigators believe the chances of human error are low. It's the only time a Brave Eagle has crashed since first flying in 2020. Tense meetings at the Munich Security Conference are revealing stark differences in how the US and Europe plan to end the war in Ukraine. European leaders are set to meet in Paris next week for an emergency summit, while the US and Russia are planning talks in Saudi Arabia. A clear rift between Europe and the US is emerging, with fundamental differences over global security threatening to soil this once unshakable relationship. And stuck in the middle of it all, Ukraine.
This war cannot be decided by just a few leaders, not by Trump and Putin, not by me and Putin, not by anyone here in Munich sitting down with Putin alone. We must apply pressure together to make real peace.
Before it's even over, European leaders at the Munich Security Conference this weekend have reportedly agreed to an emergency summit in Paris to discuss strategies for ending the war in Ukraine. after it became clear that Europe and the United States have very different ideas on how to pursue peace, with a US-led approach suggesting ceding Ukrainian land to Russia, something Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has previously said he'd consider.
To me, there's going to have to be things like territorial concessions as well. Okay.
But European leaders say any peace talks need to include all partners in the region.
That we made clear there will not be any peace in Europe if it's not a European peace.
And the US-Europe relationship is at risk of souring further still, with Reuters now citing several sources saying US President Donald Trump will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Saudi Arabia for talks this week. Trump has said Ukraine can also attend, but Zelensky says he's yet to receive an invitation. And with other European and G7 nations also excluded, it's raising concerns for global security.
But there was a clear understanding that we need to make sure that Ukrainian voices are at the table, that Europe and Canada is at the table, because ultimately it is also about Ukraine's security, but it's also about the Euro-Atlantic security.
These recent differences in opinion are forcing many nations, including Ukraine, to consider whether Europe has become too reliant on the US for defense support, with Zelensky now calling for Europe to unite.
I really believe that time has come. The armed forces of Europe must be created.
It's set to be a busy week ahead for international relations. And as Europe and the US each push forward with differing paths to peace, Ukraine may be forced to decide whose table they'll want to sit at. Kamashu and Reece for TaiwanPlus. At least 18 people, including 4 children, have died after a stampede at a train station in New Delhi. 2 delayed trains caused passenger numbers to swell on platforms at the Indian capital's main railway station on Saturday night. Many people were reportedly travelling for the 6-week-long Kumbh Mela religious festival held in Prayagraj city. The incident comes just weeks after 30 people were killed in another crush at the festival, where tens of millions of people had gathered to bathe in the Ganges River. Hong Kong's name in Chinese translates directly as Fragrant Harbour. That's all thanks to the city's history as a major port exporting agar wood from local incense trees. But these trees are disappearing, and Hong Kong scientists are fighting back. Harel Hughes reports.
In a small shop in Hong Kong, Aaron Tong hand rolls incense sticks and other fragrant products using a valuable material special to Hong Kong called agar wood.
And this one can burn for 15 hours.
Agar wood is a fragrant resin collected from the incense trees that only grow around Hong Kong and southern China. It's often called black gold for its worth and used in a number of high-end products, from perfumes to traditional Chinese medicine.
The name of Hong Kong is because of agar wood. So I want to keep this culture, and that's why I have this business, making the Hong Kong made incense, as well as having different kind of classes of incense.
But finding agar wood is getting harder. The region's incense trees are disappearing. Climate change, illegal poaching, and black market demand have all devastated the population.
We have a very rich, healthy, and big population of incense tree in Hong Kong, so that the illegal collector from other countries, they would like to come to our local countryside and collect this healthy plant.
Hong Kong scientists are fighting back. Using the tree's unique DNA samples, they've created a database that serves 2 purposes: to help authorities catch illegal fellers and understand the tree's evolutionary potential, critical information for replenishing the population.
I think at one night, over 20 trees have been cut down by poachers. And we have to take actions to protect this tree in our farm. So that's how we started this project. But we're not alone.
Saving Hong Kong's incense trees has become a team effort. NGOs, scientists, and the government are all working together to protect the population, replenish the supply of agar wood, and ensure Hong Kong remains known as the fragrant harbor. Luffy Lee and Harrell Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
As Lantern Festival celebrations came to a close this week, an isolated community in northwest Taipei came together to celebrate. By bombing the Earth God, they look to tradition while facing an increasingly uncertain future. Bryn Thomas reports.
Every spring, on the 15th day of the first lunar month, an isolated community in western Taipei has reason to celebrate. Families separated by the demands of modern life return from across the country to Taipei's Shezi Island to eat, drink, and celebrate one of Taiwan's most unique deities, Tudigong, the Earth God, as part of Lantern Festival.
我们社子岛元宵的时候，我们会请土地公出来巡庄，然后赐福给大家。对，然后鞭炮越炸的越多，会发的越多。
On the final day of Lunar New Year, the annual Bombing of the Earth God honors Tudigong, a deity known for protecting the land. In Taiwan, he is so widespread that he's often compared to a neighborhood chief. Despite having an estimated population of just 10,000, Shezi Island is home to many shrines and hosts 4 processions of the god each year, testament to both the community's traditions and the challenges it faces.
弄土地公就是说，把那个瘟疫把他们赶走，可以每一年的这个靠我做丰收。 伊会甲咱照顾无？毋对，阮之前土地公，阮算讲戏台口之前土地公是古早一个饲牛囡仔，养牛的小孩，喏，伊去迄管迄个金箍树啊，敲过啊来刻，啊伊是会显灵，啊所以讲了后一直传落来。
People here prepare for this event weeks in advance. For residents of Shezi Island, it's one of the most important cultural and religious events of the year, and that's partly due to geography. The thing is, Shezi Island isn't actually an island at all. Once an island, Shezi became a peninsula after the city changed the river's course in 1965 and reclaimed land in 1975. Sitting just 2.5 meters above sea level, it remains prone to floods. A typhoon in 1963 devastated the area, and in 1970, the government restricted development of the area. Despite periodic protests, Shezi was historically excluded from several major flood control projects, leaving many residents feeling abandoned and exposed.
既然要照顾这里的百姓但是却没有实质的落实。但是呢，对于整个的一个会坐落在什么开发跟不开发的问题点，在那里打转。其实百姓需要的是生活，这里的生活如果能得到一种安定，是我们最需求的。
Over the past few decades, the city has built a seawall around Shezi and improved river management, reducing the frequency of flooding. However, this newfound stability brings its own challenges. Occasionally, lawmakers propose redeveloping the area, suggesting it could be turned into an upscale residential neighborhood or even a park, ideas the community fears do not consider their interests.
但是呢，如果你单纯只是做公园，你不觉得也有一点点浪费？因为也就是说，它的高度，也就是说你衍生出来的设计者的问题点，你是从利益的导向，还是从一个那个文明史的一个文化？
因为全部都会被打散，而且我们有可能会全部就是被赶出去啊，等于是大部分的60%-70%的人都会被赶出这个社子岛，因为你没有办法去承购那个住宅。
The residents of Shezi Island continue to practice their cultural traditions while facing an uncertain future, wary of government plans that may push them out of their homes. Still, for one night each year, they put their worries aside, come together, and celebrate bombing the Earth God. Huang, Kuo-chang, and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we head to Ukraine Fashion Week, currently taking place in Kyiv. I'm Reece. Take care and see you next time.